chilly, but now it's sunny at Pelosi's house. It's much sunnier. It was windy at Feinstein's house. I love that quote. We must be the change we wish to see in the world.
A group of anti-war protesters called the Raging Grannies say they were spied on by the National Guard. Diane Nessenbaum, is the National Guard spying on peace activists?
Well, to be a little Clinton-esque about it, I'd say it depends on what your definition of spying is. What we do know is that the governor's press office sent an email to the top officials at the National Guard saying, there's a protest happening Mother's Day at the Vietnam Memorial in the Capitol, and you guys should know about it. Well, this was 30 people on a rainy day at the Vietnam Memorial. That's probably not gonna erupt into a riot.
We had always heard that other raging granny gaggles had been spied upon, and we'd always laughed about it because we thought if there was somebody spying on us, they'd stand out like a sore thumb.
We sort of made fun of the fact that the National Guard had been, quote unquote, monitoring a rally that was a Mother's Day rally. One of our friends made a wonderful sign for us, which went out on the TV news, which said, we can't find Osama, but we can spy on your grandma.
One day we were having a granny meeting around this time, and just as all the grannies were leaving my house, I get this call, and it's, hello, Ruth, this is so-and-so, I forgot his name. Well, we want you to know that we don't spy on you, and we'd like to invite you to come up here, and we'll talk about that, and we'll show you how we don't spy on you.
We decided that it'd be fun to take them a tea party. So I took some of my very best china and sterling silver spoons, and we made cookies and took a little party to them.
When we went there, I guess they thought we were just a bunch of senile old women, and they tried to pretend that they had never done spying.
When we left Sacramento, we were on our way home when we got Ruth received a call on her cell phone that to inquire if we could stop by in Oakland to the television station there. What was it? KTVU?
The name of that controversial Guard unit brought to you by the Raging Grannies.
Information, synchronization, knowledge management, intelligence fusion unit. The grannies are coming, hurrah, hurrah. The grannies are coming, hurrah, hurrah. We're giving up knitting and quietly sitting. The grannies are coming, hurrah, hurrah.
Well, let's have our grannies sit in the front row.
Yes, and we're going to be talking heads for a little while. Many of us are former activists, but not all, and a variety of ages. There are dozens of Raging Granny groups around the world. Our issues are everything basically related to the welfare of children and families in the world.
Some grannies drive, but not on the freeway. Some drive, but not at night. Some drive, and they shouldn't be driving. So we're like, come in my car. We get lost sometimes, especially for some reason in San Jose, and we always have to scout out bathrooms.
One of the things about our image is that it's non-threatening. We don't look scary. And as you know...
I don't know, they don't seem to agree on that one, Gail. Are we scary? Oh, here they come with some of their costumes on. Welcome back, Grannies. It's working pretty well today. It's got new batteries? Yeah, okay. There's toxins everywhere, and we need a volunteer from the audience so we can check for toxins. Can we have a volunteer for the office? Somebody who'd let us check out their body with a magic light-up wand. Oh, I see a hand back there. Alex, come on down. Let's check Alex out here.
You got something in your pocket, young lady? Did you see that? Hot.
Rubber duckies.
This is terrible. Do you know what this will do to sperm? It slows them down. You get a bunch of sperm and they're swimming up toward the egg and they get tired. I say, I just can't make it anymore. Why do you think we have so many fertility problems nowadays? It's because of polyvinyl chloride and other plastic crap like that.
At what rate is your organization growing?
At what rate is it growing? Who wants to answer that one?
We have no idea.
Good answer, yeah.
I was wondering how receptive your families are to your participation with the Raging Grannies.
At our age, the families can't say anything to us.
Do you guys have any officer positions, or is it very informal? Is there someone who kind of organizes the group in the Peninsula area, or how does that work?
We are very disorganized. And we don't have any officers, we don't have any dues, and that's why I like it so much.
The Raging Grannies started in British Columbia in 1987, and they started by having a protest of nuclear submarines being berthed in Canadian waters.
They put on boiler suits and they went down with phony radiation detectors and called themselves NERTs, which I don't remember what it stood for, nuclear something or other anyway.
It became a media event. And I think around that same time, they came up with the name Raging Grannies and knew that street theater action, visible action, media-savvy action, media attention-grabbing action was the way to go.
It's actually sad looking at it because this is 20 years ago and these two beautiful women, they're still beautiful women, but they're so much older and more lined and so on. So Fran and I are going to discuss it at our next Granny meeting, going back to the older style.
I've never been happy with the buffoon style of being a granny, but we find that we really cannot dictate to people how they're going to dress, you know.
Well, and you said that you wanted us to look like somebody who you'd be okay leaving your grandchild with.
Yeah.
For a babysitter.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd leave my grandchild with you today, Gail, with that big corporate green button.
and the glass of whiskey.
And the glass of whiskey, yeah.
I'm a great babysitter, and the glass of whiskey, really, I'm not a lush. I very rarely have a drink. But this was one of those days.
Yeah.
A little throat and a little. I was a member of Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, and we had been doing research and making presentations about the effects of militarism on the local budget. But nobody wanted to listen.
And now we're really sort of out there.
You know this tune? Another groom, another sunny honeymoon. Love is so pleasing, no other reason for making whoopee. You'll like this next verse. Another bride, another marriage, no one.
That makes me the bride, right?
Let all who want to say the words I do and go make whoopee.
Older women bring experience to activism. And they know life. They've known it from the beginning, what it's like to be young, to be married, to have children, to have the children grow up.
We march for women's lives. No more dying in Becca.
as older women activists, we have lots of experiences of not being listened to.
And second oldest is Marian.
Now that we have found a way that is effective, and it's effective partially, maybe in our case largely, because Ruth is so good at working with the media.
The #1 show that dominates cable news, The O'Reilly Factor.
Military recruiters are often given a hard time when they visit high schools and colleges.
U.S. military out of our schools! U.S. military out of our schools!
From Palo Alto, California, Ruth Robertson, a member of the group Peninsula Raging Grannies, also an anti-recruiting group. When people see you trying to dissuade young Americans from defending their country, you understand, madam, that they may take a negative view of that. You understand that, madam, don't you?
We do know that military recruiters lie to students.
Oh, they lie.
About 30, 35 years since college campuses have tried to keep military recruiters and ROTC types off of college campuses.
Clearly, both parties ought to say no federal dollars, research, educational, or whatever, if you won't help us defend the nation.
I have to disagree with you, Joe. To say that the federal funds, just give up the federal funds, that amounts to, in Alan Dershowitz's words, extortion, and is probably illegal.
Don't make young people think that if they go in the military, they're going to get a college education automatically. Ain't true. That they're going to be taken care of when they come back. Ain't true. It just isn't true.
We're here for a show, but if you really wanted out of the war, you would be going to your congressman or your senator instead of coming to a station that is not allowed to say anything against you.
At the recruiting center, they were shouting at us, why don't you go to Washington, D.C.? Why don't you volunteer in the schools? Why don't you go to your Congress people? And of course, we do all those things. And we do this too.
We show up at some of these demonstrations with a big blow-up of the enlistment contract that's on the back page, which is hard for people to see when they sign up, that says all these conditions can be changed because it's basically a one-sided contract. The military can change what I do, it can change how long I serve, it can change what role I play, and I have no say-so about it. There have been times when I haven't been as cool as I wanted to be, and the words flew. I'm of a generation where we didn't mind saying the F word, and it's kind of offensive, and it's not really good with the granny image. So I have to watch myself on that.
And then the 26th rehearsal at my house at 7 p.m.
Gail already mentioned that our rally is tomorrow noon at San Antonio and El Camino at 12.
Kitty corner to Sears, right? Right, Gail?
There's more visibility and there's more room, and the parking is right there.
Okay.
And that's where the people have been protesting for years now.
The news has already leaked out that the president is going to, or as some say, the president of the White House is going to announce an escalation of troop forces. We're doing a demonstration tomorrow. A lot of people are.
I was thinking of surge protectors. We could all bring a surge protector.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Brilliant. They're those long, skinny strips.
The strips coming tomorrow can bring a surge protector.
I had never been an activist. I didn't really know any groups. I just didn't. They just didn't seem available, and I was busy with my life and working. And then when Bush became president, well, it became evident that I needed to do something because it just seemed like the situation was very bad.
I don't know what the...
I'm Marian Bush, and I will be 91 on March 21st in about 3 weeks. And I've been a granny for probably 7 years, maybe 8. After graduating from college, I began teaching music in my hometown, Fort Worth, Texas, at Hanley High School. And I was there when our involvement in World War II began, and my college roommate and I decided that
we would answer an ad in the paper for air traffic controllers. We applied to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that was the shift I was working the night that the atomic bomb test took place. And the last plane had just taken off when a huge orange, well, it looked like the entire sky was aflame. It was lighted in orange and red, and nobody knew what it was. We heard no sound. So many thousands of Japanese were killed in a horrible way that you couldn't help but feel the pain of that and not be very proud of our role in it. So that was unfortunate and really has been with me all my life. So.
When I was 19, I went to Florida, where my brother was in the Navy at Pensacola, and he had just gotten married, and he said, "Why don't you come on down?" I was taking the bus to work every day. And it was the first time in my life I had seen whites here, blacks there, Negro drinking fountains, white drinking fountains, and I was horrified. I was absolutely horrified by those things. And so I decided to see what would happen if I rode on the back of the bus. I got on, sat down in the back, and the bus driver said, "Move up to the front." And I said, "I'm fine back here, thanks." And he said, "The back of the bus is for Negroes. The front of the bus is for white people. Move to the front of the bus." You know, those things, they just stuck with me. And then when the women's movement started, I was primed, I was ready to go.
We have, joined in with, to support a group called Youth United for Community Action. It's up there. And there, you can look them up on the web. They have a website. And they are youth of color who live in East Palo Alto and have been together for 12 years and fighting a lot of things that are going on, but in this case, environmental racism. And this company, Romic, has been in, I think, 43 years in East Palo Alto, and they dump toxic wastes from Silicon Valley industry, which is supposedly clean industry, in East Palo Alto.
What's Romic? Romic.
Romic is a company that's waste disposal in East Palo Alto, and it's disposing of so-called clean waste from Silicon Valley.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, environmental stuff is really big with us too. But war is a form of environmental destruction.
Absolutely. But your group's kind of an anti-war group then too, huh?
Not kind of, like very much.
We are, okay.
Today we're doing environmental stuff.
Oh, okay, so let's say it's for Grannies. You have a granny in there that is for keeping the troops there. Can she still be in your group? Even though you disagree on one item? Why? Why wouldn't you? Because you wouldn't allow her to? Or?
We allow anybody.
But she agrees with you on the other issues.
Yeah, but that does come up.
Yeah, I mean, because you should be able to agree to disagree on one or two issues. They just don't participate.
They don't participate in that particular
I'm a life member of the NRA. I own 39 firearms and have never harmed a human being.
He's not paying attention to
my
him.
guns have hurt less people than Teddy Kennedy's automobile.
Yeah, well, that sounds like an NRA statement. Oh,
no, but it's true though, isn't it?
What about Dick Cheney shooting up his hunting buddy there?
Hunting accidents happen all the time.
Yeah, well, maybe we shouldn't be
all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Accidents and human error, that's all it was.
All it was. He was standing in the way when Dick Cheney was shooting his gun. God, that's an
right.
Serve him right, yeah.
This is Millbrae Station. This is where we say goodnight to Raging Grannies. Thanks for riding with us. And this is Millbrae, the home of art.
Sharice, hi, I'm Ruth. Yeah, nice to see you. Always on the email and the phone, and I never met you in real.
Romic also has injured 3 workers, and one of them is Froyland. As you can see the picture right there, that is Mr. Froyland. On March 2006, while he was building a tank on Romic, there was an explosion in the tank.
Froyland got 2nd and 3rd degree burns in his back, and the Romic management
parent refused to call 911.
The reason why we're here is because we as a community demand that Calosha impose max fines on roaming. And
We can't just have someone go to the lobby, maybe one person to actually come down? Why not?
Because we're closed.
For real, we can't have one person go to the
There's a slight problem that this is a public building.
This is private property.
Come on, everybody! Dynamite! You guys move! Dynamite! You guys ting, 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 boom! Dynamite! Come on out in from the Rio Grande. Gonna save our land from the corporate man. Don't let
You come here to show us how.
If I see myself as, I don't know what, 13, 15, 18 max. And that's laughable. I'm in my 70s. And so the mask of age is a very powerful, important mask. Unfortunately, in our society, it often means that you're just shunted away and considered a cast-off.
I think older women have some wisdom to bring to the table. But it shows a certain kind of commitment, too, that you're willing to go out even though you got arthritis, you know, you have all kinds of aches and pains.
Which way are you going? We're gonna go this direction.
This was a complete knee replacement. A year ago in September, I had 5 injections in my knee when it was really bothering me. And that was good for 1 year. But then when the year was over, then it started bothering me again. And doctors, the PA gave me 5 more injections, but they didn't do any good. I worked as a waitress. And before I had this operation, I thanked both these legs for all the help that they'd given me. All those years, all those things they did, all that running around, they were good legs.
Come on in. Good to see you, ladies. Which is the best side to give you a hug?
Any side will do it, yeah. As long as you're not hugging my knee, I'm okay.
I can't believe that you were out and doing stuff with us when your knee was so bad, but now you've had the surgery. I mean, you're one tough lady. If you were going around on a knee that was that bad. I brought you a care package. It's a book I already read, but I feel I haven't read it.
White Men.
Yeah, it's by Michael Moore.
What's next? What are you doing now?
We're going to the Mountain View Recruitment Center.
Oh, good. Oh, I've seen that one. El Camino near Grant Road.
Yeah, yeah. And I should give you my phone number. It looks like you're set, and it looks like you have friends, and Ruth will come and stuff. But believe me, I've been there. I've been there, so I know. This is a very long and slow and boring procedure. My second hip replacement surgery kind of went awry, and they had to do a lot. They had to do it over, and there was a lot of cutting, so that I don't walk long distances. So I use the scooter now on an as-needed basis. Sometimes people will commend me for keeping going in the face of repeated illnesses. Sometimes I refer to myself as a Timex watch. I think one of my doctors said this to me, takes licking but keeps on ticking.
All right, and first of all, we want to thank everybody that came over here for taking time out of their own time, and the Raging Grannies.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming
All right,
out.
we'll be talking to you. Okay, all right, thank you so much.
I love your slogan.
I think the old left, which of course includes me, was too
stuck in just doing the same thing, and we needed to get out there and do something that would really get our message across.
All right, Grannies, are you ready?
They might think about it some more. They might decide to write a letter or talk to a friend or do something. You never know what you do, how it affects people. That's something you just never know.
Why have you got a spine?
She wants to know about your spine.
Well, in case someone needs one, we want him to cut off funds for the surge. At 5 o'clock, when the office closes, I'm going to refuse to leave. When they call the police, I will let them arrest me.
There's gonna be a granny sitting in your office. You're still our guy, but we are here and here's why. We won't be serving up these cookies for so awfully long. The TV camera's coming, Mike, you gotta be strong. So stop the escalation, gotta save the nation. Bring our troops home down and make us proud.
I think people stay home and watch television, they become a vegetable. So we're not a vegetable. We're alive.
We're a bunch of hams, okay? I mean, if this war hadn't happened, we might have been off doing improv or something. It takes a certain kind of personality.
I am responsible for the office, and the office is open to the public between the hours of 9 to 5. So, at 5 o'clock, it is our normal procedure that everyone who is here leaves. So, given that, those people who wish to remain after 5, I need to let you know that you will be subject to arrest.
Are you ready for this, Ruthie?
Yeah, I am ready. I've been waiting 70 years to do something wild, so I'm ready.
H.R. 508 was the most commonsensical plan to end the Iraq War diplomatically. I wrote to my representative, Honda, and asked him to sign it. And I said, if you won't sign it, would you please let me know why not? And I never did get an answer to that.
You two are going to stay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and call the police. What they will do is walk you down to the parking lot and then write you a citation for what I guess would be a misdemeanor.
As an older woman with serious health issues, she wanted to see peace. I'm going to cry. She wanted to see peace in her time and see the young people of both countries safe and alive. And he later did vote for that legislation. So we can count that as a success, although we can never prove that there was a direct relationship.
Oh, it was just long, and this is my citation. I'm going to court on April 10th. I have to go down and be booked by appointment, so they will take my picture and fingerprints and all that, and I will be a bona fide criminal.